The Honda Odyssey has been a magnificent people mover as part of the long-term garage. But all good things come to an end, and we have to give the Odyssey back. Now, as part of our final instalment on the Honda Odyssey, we're going to have a closer look at the around town ride and handling. As we said in our second video, the styling has polarised opinion in the office, but the other bone of contention has been the quality of the ride around town. So let's head out into the traffic and take a closer look. Now, the real talking point around the car advice office whenever the Odyssey is mentioned is the ride around town, and there on cue's a speed hump. Now, it has to be said that there's something agricultural about the torsion beam setup underneath the Honda Odyssey. This new vehicle doesn't handle anywhere near as competently as the old Odyssey did. Now, we need to take into account the fact that now I'm driving in the car on my own, so the suspension is effectively unladen. When you load the car up with people, it does smooth out some of the ride and it doesn't feel quite as bouncy and harsh as it does when the vehicle's empty. The point needs to be made though, that over poor road surfaces, the Odyssey isn't as composed as we'd like. I've been impressed by the 2.4 litre petrol engine in the Odyssey. When you consider the size, the heft, and just the physical dimensions of the Odyssey, the 2.4 has a fair bit of work to do. But I did a 400 kilometre country loop and returned under 9 litres per 100 kilometres. That's impressive when you take into account how big and versatile the Odyssey really is. The other part of the equation that's important here is the CVT. Now, I have to admit, this is one of the better ones I've tested, and I hate myself for saying it, but I quite like it in the Odyssey. I'm not a CVT fan all round, but with the Odyssey petrol engine, it's a really, really nice match. Now, despite car advice staff claiming that a people mover is not cool enough for them to drive, the Odyssey's been a real office favourite. It doesn't matter whether it's being taken out to pick up the takeaway lunch run, doesn't matter whether it's being taken down the road to grab all the takeaway coffees in a morning. Might not be the coolest car in the car advice garage, but it's definitely the most practical, it's the most functional, and I reckon people are going to miss it when it's gone. We've had the Odyssey in the garage for 6 months, and in that time we've done just over 7,000 kilometres. It's proven itself to be a really practical and comfortable daily driver. Most of those 7,000 kilometres have been spent in the cut and thrust of the daily grind, and that's where most Odyssey owners will spend the majority of their time. Visibility's great, driving comfort's great, the camera system makes it easy to park, and perhaps the Odyssey's greatest strength is the fact that anybody can get behind the wheel and drive it. Now, we've really enjoyed having the Honda Odyssey in the car advice garage. It's not perfect, but no car is. The old Odyssey probably looked marginally better in a styling sense, and it also rode better over poor road surfaces. But crucially, the old Odyssey couldn't compete with this new vehicle in terms of comfort, interior space, and flexibility. If you need to move a large family, or you need to regularly move 7 people in comfort, you need to take a close look at the new Honda Odyssey.